Sally Sara, this is your first play. What's it been like watching how it... Do you know what I mean? Like that for hours.
It's been weird. I said to someone on the first day, I felt like I was 12. Like to be in such a new experience, but with big consequences. Like not doing a sort of little dabbling course in playwriting, but like this is going to happen in X number of weeks. And just all the mechanics. Like even that earlier scene we did, the first time we did in the rehearsal room, you know, a mixing bowl comes from the back of the room and like everything, all these pieces are kind of moving and actors learning their lines and so on. So yeah, when the play really ramps up and Sheridan is ramping up, some of that is a bit difficult to watch, so I dodge some of the scenes if I can. I go for a little wander. And I guess the basics to the play is, I guess, semi-autobiographical, so some parts are imagined, some are literally word for word, others are from, I interviewed all the real life people that have inspired the characters in the play, including my mum, so yeah, some of the words kind of hit me a bit, yeah, but it's also fun. Yeah.
Why did you decide to write a play?
Because I've always loved theatre since I was a kid. I don't think I could tell this story straight up in the first person. I think it's too difficult. I've sort of outsourced my trauma to Sheridan, which is working well for me. Yeah, that love of theatre, and I remember thinking, well, this is, you know, there'd be two ways to tell a story like this. One is a playwright can learn about war reporting, or a war reporter can learn about playwriting. So why not do it the other way? And you know, there's lots of challenges with this play, but I know the journalism's right because I didn't want to write a book, or I wasn't interested in film, or I could just see the whole structure of the play in my head. Yeah. It's sort of my fantasy that I deliver this extraordinary play and then go and sit around watching Netflix and but yeah, I've stopped using terms like landing the script. It's like it won't land until, you know, I found that out in week 1, 2, that wasn't what was going to happen.
Can you tell us, Annie-Lou, when you first read the play, what your initial response to it was?
I just cried. I really genuinely cried at the end, and that never happens. And I wasn't pregnant then. And I couldn't believe that it had done that. I'm genuinely surprised that something could be that affecting off the page, still in draft form. And I just felt like, oh, I just want to spend some time with this. And I want to sort of know these people. She's done this quite incredible thing where it's very much this woman's journey through this play, but the people around are so full, they're so real, they're so human, and there's so much to explore, I suppose, because of that. I really want to honour Sally's script and her story.
Sally, in the process of writing, so it's been, 5 years then to this point, how much of being a journalist has taught you to be a playwright?
Enormous. I don't think I could have done it otherwise. Yeah, it's I think especially working for Foreign Correspondent at the ABC, those longer form stories. So normally we put all the biggest stuff at the front, but in those long stories we kind of ration it out and have an arc, and we have characters. So the structure meeting we had here is very much like that. It's a whiteboard, it's a lot of this, it's shifting, it's flipping things, working out who the characters are. And I think in reverse, like you could come to Foreign Correspondent and be in one of those.
I would love to.
Meetings. As I sort of made the joke before, at work, if I change people's dialogue, I get sacked. But here it's just a redraft, it's fine. So if I don't like what someone's saying, I can change it. So yeah, it's very, very similar, just that managing that narrative and those characters. Yeah, very similar.
There's something else though, I think too. You are really interested in people, I think,
yes.
and how they think, and like what makes them do what they do, and you observe people really well, and I think that's so important for us. And you can feel that in this play that's so, you know, particularly this production is so stripped away, but those characters are so vibrant and clear. You're not missing the stuff around them. You just want to
Yeah,
focus on them.
I don't write the dialogue, I hear it. Like,
Yeah.
I hear them loud
Yeah.
and clear. Yeah.
Sally, has anything surprised you in the rehearsal process?
You can be honest.
I found it a bit frustrating initially because I kind of, given my strength of feeling about some experiences, a bomb scene in particular, like in my gut, I just want to throw blood and glass and shit all over the stage. You know, I feel there's a bit of anger, I think, in that, but we can't do that. So, and we got stuck with this bomb scene, and Anne-Louise, we sort of had a chat. It's like you've got to use your words to throw that blood and whatever everywhere, which I went away and thought about, and hopefully we've done that. But it's sort of when you have such strong experiences, like the bombing we're portraying happened, the other incidents, you know, happen. I see them clearly. The cast have seen the video and photographs of those, so that, you know, I feel pressure to honour people who died in that bomb. So yeah.
Annie-Lou, tell us a bit about the process of how you came to. I assume you didn't talk about the design at the beginning.
I didn't.
Okay.
It's not what you'd think it would be on the page.
Yeah.
To hear. It's a challenge, this piece, because it starts in Afghanistan. So we needed to bring Afghanistan to the stage and kind of move locations in Afghanistan a number of times, and then we needed to come to Sydney and then kind of again move locations sort of every page or so, almost filmically. So we created a frame, basically. Well, Bob Cousins created a frame where we could sort of step in, and we could be anywhere. We could be everywhere and anywhere. And the other thing that I guess is important about the space is that it's like, it starts to feel a little bit like Susie's psychological space as well. Things are coming at her quite quickly. I want the feeling that she's sort of in a scene and in an experience, and then someone else is there and she's being, she has to deal with that next. And that sort of allows the play to sort of lift into something more heightened as well, I think, and a little bit more abstract, which is what we do well, to sort of have that naturalism and that truth, but then also kind of become epic.
Thank you so much.